It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Ontario. My wife and I are packing a picnic lunch, we're loading the buggy, and we're heading out for a ride. The video that follows has some shots from a ride we did a couple of days ago. We're just going to go around, and there's a wonderful trail here that's based on an old railroad bed. We're going to start off on a road, hit the railroad bed, and head north and do a big loop on some logging roads, some forced access roads, and other trails, and find our way back here. Hope you enjoyed this video, folks. Wow, if we have to backtrack, we've got a long ways back to go. Let's take a look ahead. Well, they sure weren't kidding when they said the road was washed out up ahead. Look at that. I'll bet it's 8-9 feet down to that culvert. I'll bet a beaver dam upstream washed out. I was hoping I'd find one of these. We're riding on an old rail bed right now, and look what I just found. An old railroad spike. Can you imagine if that spike could talk, the stories it would tell, the rail it held in place, the loads? This railroad was a very important transportation link to the North Country. And when it went through to the little community of Bancroft, it changed the community completely. Because all of a sudden, the community had a way to get their goods, cattle, their crops, and more importantly, their forest products out to the south, down front as they called it. Oh, I'm so pleased to find this. I wonder who pounded that spike in place. Bet they could tell quite a story. Hello folks! Well, we're almost back at camp. My wife and I have enjoyed an absolutely wonderful ride in our buggy. I think between the two rides we've done about 170 kilometers, and we've probably got, maybe 1.5 kilometers to get back to camp. When you look around me in this area here and you see the piles of logs here, this area, which is maybe 100 acres, and all the other areas that I showed you that were logged, virtually all these areas are salvage operations, cleaning up after the big windstorm that went through here in the long weekend in May. It was incredible, the devastation. Well, we saw a bit of wildlife, we saw some beautiful views, met some people, and I found some more treasures today on the rail bed. I found 6 more rail spikes. Can you imagine? And I found one of the bolts that held the rails together. And of all things, a fitter's magnet. Well, when I think of those spikes and these bolts, it was probably 100 years ago when that railway finally got through to the North Country, and how it changed life. And how every one of these bolts and every one of those spikes was driven by hand, let alone all the gravel, all the fill that was shoveled by hand to make all those embankments, to keep them built. What a feat of engineering, but what an incredible amount of human effort. And to think that today, we think nothing of hopping in our buggy or a snowmobile on going down that same rail bed at 60, 70, 80, 90 kilometers per hour. Back in the good old days, 30 kilometers per hour, 35 kilometers per hour in a steam train heading through the bush was just traveling at the speed of sound to them. Well folks, we had a wonderful ride. We saw some wildlife. I hope you've enjoyed this video, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again.